The plan was developed in working with some large unions in the U.S. who are concerned about how their participants are going to be able to retire into the future. And there's been a long-term drive in the U.S. to move out of defined benefit plans and into defined contribution plans. The problem that we saw in doing this is defined contribution plans place all of the investment risk with the employee. Defined benefit plans put all the risk with the employer. But the real issue when you make this switch is when you individualize the accounts and people have to live on their own mortality, it creates an enormous level of risk. So you're not transferring just the risk that you had in the defined benefit plan, you're elevating the risk and then shifting it over and putting a much larger risk on an individual person who is not capable of dealing with that risk long term. So the adjustable pension plan tries to find a middle ground. It doesn't put all the risk on any one party, but finds a way to share the risk amicably between the two interested parties, the participants who will benefit from the plan and the employers who would like to provide a benefit for their participants and help them attract and retain talent into the future. Developed this plan in working with a large union in the U.S., and it's been filtering into other unions as well. And it's really the unions that are coming to us asking for assistance with their retirement plans because they are the ones who are being told that their pension plan is going to be frozen and they're going to get a defined contribution plan, which they don't want. So in developing this, we took the participants' point of view and tried to figure out how best to protect them, and then looked at ways to control all the volatility that's found on the corporate sponsor's balance sheet. And by controlling that risk, creating something that's more stable, sharing the risk, the participants get a better overall benefit and they get to keep their defined benefit plan. So far it seems to be working out very well. We've got a number of employers who have adopted a adjustable pension plan strategy. The first group that went live started in 2012, and they moved their participants from a defined contribution plan to a defined benefit plan. And we hope that that's a trend that can continue to follow. But the ability to share the risk and really help employers, plan sponsors, plan participants understand the risks that are involved with a pension plan, how to control it, how to mitigate it, and how to properly define a pension plan for a go-forward population. It looks like this is one of the better ideas that are out there. There's a lot of interest in making this succeed, and there's interest in both parties. Employers like the idea that they can attract and retain talent. The participants like the fact that they know how they can retire. And employees, while there's a long-term concept where employees understand what they have in a defined contribution plan because they see an account value grow, in a defined benefit plan, they don't understand the intrinsic value of this benefit. They are starting to understand when they retire, a defined benefit plan that pays a benefit for life is much better than a lump sum of money because they don't know how much money they need. So it's got all of the makeup for a plan to succeed. We're getting tremendously favorable feedback. And a lot of the issues are what I've heard this morning that are happening in Brazil, where people are not starting up defined benefit plans, they're moving into defined contribution plans, and you guys are kind of at an earlier stage than where the U.S. is, but I think long term this is a viable feature not just for the U.S. but could be anywhere in the world because the whole world is suffering from a retirement crisis right now.